Now, ladies and gentlemen, late last night, Valve released a brand new update via Twitter alongside a blog post for CS2. Like the past few CS2 updates, they keep coming faster and faster each time.
That's what she said!
They also seem to have more content, if this is through data mines and official posts. I gotta say, this is definitely not the most amount of content we've seen in one update based off the past few, but there's a lot of new interesting things through data mines and leaks that have proven to be true in the past, but last night's update is probably some of the biggest changes we've seen yet. Today's video will deep dive into what's been added, such as maps, features, game changes, and total rounds being reduced for the full win, and much more. Now, today's video sponsor is SkinSwap. SkinSwap is a trading / buying, but most importantly selling marketplace for your CSGO and Rust items. They have a trading feature with great rates, a variety of different skins. You can also sell your skins for straight cash with multiple different cash out options of your choice. And when trading, any extra cash left over goes directly to your current balance. SkinSwap is one of the best in its field and gives you an edge over other competition. If you deposit with the link in the description, you get a free case to open with a shot at winning 150 bucks. If interested, it'll be at the top of the link in the description below. So late yesterday afternoon, this all started from a string of tweets and CS being updated multiple times before Valve even tweeting something. Counter-Strike has been pretty active on Twitter, and yesterday's update has been pretty jam-packed. 17 hours ago, CS2 said, "Today we're shipping out Italy in a Counter-Strike 2's limited test. We're also adjusting smoke sizes for gameplay, updating hostage models, and a bunch more." So clicking on this most recent update, as you can see, is definitely not as big as some of these other ones we've had in the past, but it's probably the most important. So firstly, for gameplay, competitive and private matchmaking are currently disabled in the limited test, which is kind of weird. There's also minor adjustments to the smoke cloud shape. CS2 on Twitter put this in a GIF, and I think it explains it perfectly. They're a lot bigger inside Counter-Strike 2, and they also adjusted the size and how you can shoot through them, which is pretty awesome, and I think a lot of things like this are going to change before the full release and well into the game's lifecycle. They added Italy to deathmatch and casual game modes, and they removed Ancient and Anubis. The next section up in the blog post is one very new but also huge for the CS community. They have now Economy tab, where this is based off in-game items that are actually worth something, and not just based on the actual economy in the game. They adjusted sticker sizes in the M4A4 so they don't overlap with each other. As it goes for the miscellaneous category, they updated the hostage models. These have needed a change for a little while, and I'm glad we're getting that right now. Some minor audio adjustments, and they also added support for multiple team introduction variants. So when it's halftime or you firstly load into a game and you're about to play and it's CT or T, they now have two completely different loading screens, which I think are actually so cool, and I think these are only going to get better with new agents down the line. Now onto the data mines, leaks, and some side notes. Speaking of a side note, this is the second update we haven't received more access for CS2. No more passes seem to be going out whatsoever. No new players are getting it. It's just the old ones. Unless Valve manually gives it to somebody, which that doesn't seem to be happening. This makes me think we're in for some sort of beta where everyone, or at least a more percentage of the population, can play in the community right now, or the full release sooner than expected. It really seems to be we're just running through these updates, at least compared to where we were a couple months ago, where they're spending 2 to 4, possibly even a month plus on one map. Now, gameplay from Italy is absolutely crazy. A lot of the same textures in Italy are actually going to be used in Inferno, and it's got me really excited. You can now play Fruit Ninja on the map. For those who don't know what the map Italy is, it's an OG map in the Counter-Strike franchise that's been pretty forgotten. After porting all the maps over to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, this alongside Shoots, Dust 1, Baggage, all the OG maps, pretty much everyone's forgotten about them, and I think we're going to see a lot of those very soon. As it goes for shadow updates that we didn't see in this blog post, according to Thor CS, which he will be mentioned in today's video, so go drop him a follow for more CS2 updates. An important change that didn't receive too much attention last night is the ability to queue with a 4-man group now has been removed. This change prevents a solo player or the 1 person versus 4 on one team from being kicked. According to Thor and Valve, this significantly improves the solo matchmaking experience, which I gotta say, yes it does, but also removing that ability to play with 4 people and having to play with 5 is a little weird, right? Because I play with 4 people sometimes, or 3 a lot of the time. So this is going to be very interesting to see what happens in the future. Shadow update number 2 is from Aquarius. Apparently CobbleStone is getting a complete overhaul with a winter theme, just speculating, and this would make a whole lot of sense. CobbleStone has been rumored in CS2 really ever since the beginning when these leaks first started, long before even the trailers came out, and CobbleStone is one of those forgotten maps I feel like now. The collection of skins for this map is definitely one of the most well-known in the franchise, and the last overhaul they did in 2018 with the Halloween theme was absolutely horrendous. It would be a pretty cool addition for Counter-Strike 2's launch or some sort of Christmas update. Second to last up for shadow updates updates. It's also from Aquarius. More work has been done for Premier Mode in Counter-Strike 2, and it seems to be something bigger than we thought. There's a name registration process for the leaderboards, a way to become pro through in-game ? And he also mentions 4-man queues will not be allowed. This to me is actually pretty crazy, and it's something I've been wanting in Counter-Strike for the longest time, and I think could probably put Counter-Strike more on the map than it's ever been before, just by having the ability to play in-game instead of using a third-party software, because that's what I think pushes a lot of new players away. Lastly, for shadow updates, this is one of many changes, but probably one of the most important, especially for people who play on a daily basis. Subtle but significant, Aquarius says. Matchmaking changes in the latest Counter-Strike 2 update. From now on, competitive is first to 13 rounds, including Premier, and it seems to be the devs are getting rid of short competitive. Premier matches will have 20-second freeze times, 1 overtime. The game ends as a tie if you time the OT, and 4 30-second timeouts. If the changes are here to stay, it'd be safe to assume that esports is going to adapt as well. This is pretty insane to me. Valve has never really changed something like this in the past, and I don't know how I feel about it. Counter-Strike is one of those games where when you hop on, you know what you're getting yourself into, and you know that it takes a long time, and that's kind of the beauty of it. But then you can argue a game like Valorant or a short game in Counter-Strike is pretty fun as well, because you can bang out a lot more in a very short period of time. This also makes me think, at future majors, are we going to see best of fives return, longer format matches return? If not, they're going to be pretty short. Train, Cash, Inferno, Short Dust, Shoots, Baggage, and CobbleStone is apparently returning for Counter-Strike 2, and these are just the few maps that we know. And lastly, a quick mention, the background loading screens for Italy, let alone all of CS2, are absolutely amazing. The worst CS2 loading screen is already 10 times better than CSGO's best. So Valve has definitely sped up the process here. The countdown has begun, as the title says. I definitely think we're going to be seeing more information in the next upcoming weeks, but this also does make me think we're probably not going to see a release anytime in August. If we have as many maps as Valve is saying, I just don't think we are. And if that's not the case, then I'd like to see at least some sort of open beta. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.